All right, thanks for joining me today on Discovering My World. And today I'm talking about step 2 of the pre-TEFL, how to pick your TFL course. So the first thing is, really for me, I wanted to get a course that I could use in multiple locations, had that recognition just, beyond one spot. Because there are certain courses or certain platforms or locations that will accept kind of a smaller level of the TEFL, or it has different names as well. So we'll get into that in a second. So for me, I had gone through this whole thing of deciding I wanted to go overseas and I was going to teach. So I went back to school and I didn't understand the whole TEFL, teaching English thing. And so I'd gone back to university, spent a whole bunch of time and money doing that. And without getting into details, that kind of blew apart on me. So after kind of a year-long break, roughly, I started looking into it again and finding how can I do this. And then so I started doing more research. But when you're doing it, make sure you're looking for something that's at least 120 hours of training. So that's kind of an industry minimum. And if you get that 120 hours of training, you're gonna have more options, right? More places are gonna see that you've done the training to teach and be ready to, um, you know, go into their schools. Now, going into a school or being on a platform is kind of that one step that you can go. You can start your own business. You can do all kinds of things. So definitely keep in mind um, the hours of training is kind of a standard. Okay. Next thing is if you're looking for a recognition, TEFL is the one I'm doing. I do have a link below if you're looking for a course. Check it out. But there are other courses, TESOL, CELTA, right? So CELTA is kind of like that highest standard in a lot of places, um, but it's not even listed in other places where I looked. So I'm not saying it would be turned down, but it seemed like it was really highly recognized in certain areas. The other thing with it too is the course was that much more expensive. So the part of me not finishing my university degree was the cost, and well, the structure was difficult. So this one brings that back into play, right? So going with the TEFL was, a cost that was manageable, still not cheap, but I mean manageable, and doing it online just made it so much better. But those are the three that you kind of want to look at, and then if you know where you want to go, see what they're looking for, and there might be one that you have to do, or they might be open to any type of training. Um, so that, matching it up would probably be a good idea before you actually jump into the course. All right, so accreditation by a respected independent body. um, so yeah, you definitely want to make sure who you're signing with, because a lot of places can have that TEFL attachment. Like they call that in their name, but then are they actually certified? Um, Now, I believe with the research I did, mine's certified. I get a certificate. I get, all that jazz. But I did come across a few that just said they were TEFL, but didn't go through the certification, didn't have the number of hours, didn't have like the whole full meal kind of thing. So you were just getting kind of you know, the basics. Um, Now, the other thing is it's called OTP, or a practicum, and it's observed teaching practice. So the course I'm doing, they have, they have a practicum portion of it, and so it's very important, I think, in a lot of ways. But if you can say you've had that certification, then when you go to apply for jobs, they see you've already been in a school, right? So then now they're willing to pay you because you have that experience already of being in the schools, and kind of some reliability that somebody has said, yes, you have passed the bar, right? So that is kind of a good thing to look for as a practicum. So I'm in one with a practicum, my TEFL, and I'm I'm actually a little freaked out about it because there's a certain amount of hours you got to get done and so on and so forth. I'm getting close to the end and things aren't really aligning. So I hope it all meshes. But yeah, nonetheless, I'm in an 11-week course, can do that. But definitely you want to have some kind of practicum if you've never taught before. I think you want to have a practicum if you're a little uncertain of how you want to approach like a group as opposed to one-on-ones or vice versa. You might try and get your practicum in, a high school or teaching adults somewhere. To see if you've maybe never had that kind of experience of working with people, it's gonna be kind of a new thing where you'll have to kind of get over some hurdles, and then of course just applying everything you've learned. You want to do that in practicum because essentially you're doing it for free. So if you're making a mistake, they're helping you, you're helping them. It's kind of a symbiotic kind of thing. But as soon as you start getting paid for it, you kind of put yourself in a position of an expert. So even if where you're wanting to go doesn't have a practicum, I think there is a practical um, practical reason for making that choice, because it kind of allows you to kind of work through those things that you need to experience. That's about it. Okay, so that's level 2. I'm going to be doing, or step 2, I'm going to be just doing step 3 in the next video. So I hope you'll click subscribe and like, follow along. I do have my link, as I mentioned, if you're looking at a practicum. If you decide to go with ITA, please use my link because it helps me out. But definitely look around, make sure you pick the one that's right for you. All right, and that's it. Have a great day.